Welcome everyone, it's Shari Carroll for SimonsStamp.com, and I have a little DIY project that I thought you might enjoy to make some paper ornaments using one of our Simons Stamp new dies. So I have cut out some papers and I'm going to show you this really quickly up close. I've used some Neenah white cardstock and I've die cut the detailed medallion die 5 times, and then I've glued the outer edges together, leaving a small fold in the center. So when I first saw this die, I thought this would be perfect to do something 3D because it's symmetrical. So we have the up and down that I'm using, and then I knew that the side to side would fit together and I could create something a little more 3D. So after I have cut everything, I'm using my scoreboard and I'm making sure I line this up really well, and I'm just adding a score line down the center, and I'll go over a couple times. So you'll want to do this to all the pieces, and then you'll want to give them a quick little fold before we start to glue the pieces together. I'm using my Simons Stamp Craft Tacky Glue for this, and for this container I don't have my fine liner on it, but I will be using it later. So I have 2 glue bottles. I have one that is just a regular glue, and then I also use that fine liner tip. So I'm adding glue all around the edges and making sure I get them down to those little outer details of that die cut. Then I will place back to back and I'll line these up really well. And once I have them lined up, I'm using some clothespins to help me hold everything together. So I'll just glue 2 sides together, allow them to dry, and then I'll continue on. I was able to make several at a time while I was working on these. So I have my flowered one going on, I have a white one going on, and also a blue one. So I'm just adding my clothespins now just to make sure that it holds it together so nothing slides while it's drying. While I have my first piece drying, I'm also working on putting together 2 more of the pieces. So I'm just going to glue the one side, and then I can put these together and use the clothespins. I have 2 stacks ready to glue together. So one has 3 pieces and the other has 2. So I'll open these up till they're flat, and then I can glue the open areas together. And again, I'll use my clothespins to hold everything in place. You could also use paper clips or other types of clips if you wanted to. The clothespins were just handy for me. Once the glue has dried, you can add the ribbon to the centers. And for this, I'm using a piece of wire that I have folded in half, and I have a little loop at the end. It's a little bit tight to run through here, but that's great. I can add twine or ribbon or something really thin to get a really nice hold. So I'm just feeding that into the channel, and once I have that tip, I can thread that with some ribbon and then gently but firmly pull that right back through, and I'm going to leave a really small loop at the end, and I can use this as an ornament, or I can string it onto another piece of ribbon to create a garland. There are so many ways you can use these and decorate them. You just fluff the ribbon up. You could add bows. This could be for a girl's tea party table decoration or a wand. I've had fun playing with different cardstocks and papers just to create a different look for each one. You could definitely use foil papers or even some of the metallic papers to create some fun things. So to decorate these, you can use different ribbons. This one has a polka dot ribbon. I've added one side with sequins. Another side, I've used some glue and some distressed glitter just to highlight the flower in the center. So I think there's so many fun things you could do with these. Like I said, you could do a garland or ornaments or table decor. If you wanted to do a fall table for Thanksgiving, you could do those colors and add a nameplate and just set them on the table. Here's a close-up look at the detail of the medallion die. You can see all those little pinholes that create that flower design. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial on something new to do with your card making supplies, and as always, thanks so much for watching.